to be honest, my arms, my triceps are dead. After my 5x5, what I do is...
This one's even worse. Oh, Jesus. So randomly, the other day, one of my online clients said to me, I've been enjoying your reaction videos on YouTube, but have you ever thought about reacting to some of your own content? And at the time, I kind of thought, no. But I came across one of my first ever gym workout routines I put on the internet on YouTube, which is this one here. As you can see, it's got 36,000 views. It's a chest day workout. There is 4 of these episodes. I think I did a chest day, a back day, a leg day, and a shoulder day. So if you enjoyed this one, let me know in the comments down below and I'll review the other ones. But I did think it'll probably be interesting to watch the video, critique my form if there was anything wrong. It would be interesting to see how things have developed or how my mindset's changed. So without further ado, let's watch this video. Hopefully I still come off pretty good. Bear in mind, this is an old video. The old theme tune and YouTube channel name. It used to be called Pure Muscle Gains.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy TJ, and today is day 1 of my gym split that I'm going to be showing you, and it's chest and triceps, as you can see.
Before he goes into the workout, like say ain't me. Before I go into the workout, or old me, we gotta say RIP to the haircut. TJ, what was you thinking? Like, I can't believe I had this haircut for at least a year and a bit. The horrible cone head. It doesn't. Anyways, let's get into the actual, let's keep it carrying with the workout.
And the first thing I do is I start off with incline bench. And the reason I do that is because I really want to bring up my upper chest, because I really think it needs to have a bit more muscle growth there. And what I do is I start off with incline bench and I do it as like a warm-up weight.
So that bit of a tip is still correct. So if you have a lagging body part and you really want to address that part the most and bring it up, it's always good to start with the exercise. So if you're a girl watching this, for example, and you want to grow your glutes, but it's a part of your whole leg day, there's no point you starting with a whole bunch of quad dominant exercise like the squat and the leg press. If your main thing you want to bring up is your glutes, start with the glutes. So throughout the rest of your workout, every other exercise is going to tax your glutes a little bit more because they're being recruited even more because they're pre-exhaust. Same goes for guys out there that want to bring up other areas, calves or whatever muscle group it is.
But it depends how I'm feeling, but usually 3. And I do this before starting my main.
I forgot about this. Yeah, I used to do the 5x5 on the bench press. At this point, I couldn't bench 2 plates, 100 kg, and I found online that one of the good recommended strength building routines you can do is a 5x5. So I think at this point, I think my max was like 90 kg, maybe 92 kg. And I did the 5x5, I think about a few months until I got to 100 kg and I was quite happy about it. So the 5x5, if anyone wants to build strength, it's still a solid workout routine that you can try. That's going to help build your strength up. As for the form I've been doing in the videos, it looks okay. I'm not going to say it's exceptional. Like, it's not super fast or anything. And I'm doing it quite controlled. I'd say it's okay. I wouldn't say it's anything special, but it doesn't look terrible to my eyes. Not yet anyway.
From looking at it, to be honest, I think it's time for me to move up. I did get it reasonably easy, to be honest.
Even though this isn't a part of the actual workout, the confidence in my voice back then, bear in mind I'm still fairly new YouTube at this point. I think I've been doing it for maybe 8 months at this point. So I'm still fairly new. The way I speak on camera, I can feel the nervousness in what I'm saying. Hopefully I don't still have that. Let me know if I do. I'm hoping I don't. I'm hoping I exude a little bit more. You know what I mean? Je ne sais quoi. I don't know what I said that.
Because I'm only just like, it's the first 5x5 I've ever been doing. But yeah, overall, I feel like I was doing quite well. Also, the rest periods I'm using throughout my 5x5s is under 1.5 minutes. So it's usually 1 minute to 1.5 minutes, and 2 minutes if I'm really sore, which wouldn't be ever before like.
I would change that. So when it comes to doing any strength-based building, short rest periods aren't the one. You want to be doing like 2 to 3 minutes as a minimum, to be honest, because the whole point is that your main goal here isn't muscle building, it's to build strength. So you want to make sure that you are fully recovered, so when you go into the next set, you can really perform your best. If you're only resting for a minute, the chances are on these sort of muscle groups, you're going to still be fatigued a bit and you're not going to perform well. So me saying like 2 minutes max wasn't a good thing. It should be 2 minutes minimum. Obviously, this just eat up time. So if you're limited on time, you may have to take out an exercise, but you always have to weigh up what is your main goal. Is your main goal to build strength? Is it to build muscle? Is it to just generally be fit and more mobile? All these things should weigh into your rest periods and the exercise that you choose for your workout.
Okay, and after that, I moved back onto incline bench, but I put it on a bit heavier, so it's at 60 kg.
So here, I don't even know why I've done that. So I started off with the incline bench as a warm-up, so I did it on 50 kg, and I did 3 sets of it for 12 reps. Then I went to flat bench, and then I've gone right back to see, I wouldn't do that now. I would have just done the incline bench as the beginning. So I would have done one set of a warm-up at the 50 kg, and then I would have went slowly up into my working set and just done my set then. At this point now, I've done basically a whole extra set of unnecessary benching. I'm assuming at this point it's because I used to love bench press, and that's probably why I did it that way, but it doesn't make sense because at this point in the workout, you got to think, I'm on my third exercise, so I'm probably at least, what, 35, 40 minutes into my routine. But I've only done 2 different exercises because I'm repeating one. It didn't make sense. I should have narrowed that down. So regardless of if you're someone there that probably loves benching again or whatever exercise it is, don't do more than necessary just because you like the exercise, because that will impede progress. So that was a dummy move. That's probably the first main dummy move that old TJ did.
Okay, and after this, what I move on to is cable crossovers. And as you can see on the screen, I anchor the cables quite high up.
That form looks shocking. So just look at it. The way I'm doing it isn't even really fully focusing on the chest, because you got to think, if you just right at home now without any weights, just do this. Just do this randomly. I'm almost bending my elbows. I'm not keeping my arms in place. If you want to really focus on your chest, for one, ideally push your chest up. Even if you are facing down, you want to bring your chest up as high as you can. Then what you want to do is set your arm path. So if you're like this, you keep it like that. You don't do this, because as you're converging your chest in, you're taking all the stress off your chest. So if you are at home right now watching this, just do this. Do it properly with your chest up, trying to keep your elbows as close together. If you think about it like that, you'll feel your chest working. Now, if you, in this motion, you change to do this, you can feel all the tension leave your chest because you're curving. You're taking it all away from your chest and you're adding more stuff to your triceps. So right there and then, that's shockingly poor. This is working triceps and delts more than it is my chest. So yeah, it's it's just poor. Just looking at it, just makes my body feel funny. So in saying that, what I'm gonna do now is show you some clips of a chest fly now that is much better. That'll actually, well, I've kind of shown you it now, but like I'm gonna show you in the gym. But what I'm gonna do is actually, you know, show you some gym footage of me actually doing it correctly, because this form right here is bad. So that's 2 strikes so far. I don't know how many strikes I'm gonna go to, but that's 2 strikes so far.
But yeah, in the very last one, you can see I've moved the bolt thing lower down, so it's below my waist.
The exercise, when done properly, is good. Like me moving the anchor like high and then low, so you're hitting various parts of your chest. I'm just not performing it good here.
And go on to push downs. Throughout cables, you don't really feel it in your triceps, so
3 strikes here. This one's horrible. I'm gonna listen to what I say first and see what I actually explain, because it'll be interesting to see how I justify this watching it back.
Before I start my main push downs, I do 12 reps as like a warm-up weight on my push down, just to really get my chest, my triceps back pumped up again, purely because I want to make sure that they really are getting worked. And after that, I start my 5x5 on tricep push downs.
Okay, so this is when I must have been, because I was improving my strength on the bench press doing 5x5, I decided to try and apply it to like various muscle groups across my body to try and improve the strength there. But with my triceps, in reality, I don't care about getting stronger. I just want them to be built. So I wouldn't do 5x5 when it comes to triceps. I would stick to still doing the 12 to 15 range, because the main thing I want to do is build more muscular, juicy, you know what I mean, triceps. You want to build a nice horseshoe. So that is something I'm pretty sure I only did for like about a few months before I decided to switch back to a normal reps range. But in regards to the actual form, like if we drop it back a bit and watch it, like for one, the speed and the pace, I just don't like it. The way that I'm crunched over the weight as well. I know that like, was it Sam Sulek does something similar like that, but the form that I'm using isn't that. Because if I was going to do like the lean forward approach, you shouldn't be hunched over. What I should have done was like still have my chest kind of up, lean forward, and then just boom. Boom. Like I'll show you clips on screen of like doing it correctly. But yeah, right here, this is the 3rd strike. We're probably going to go past 3 strikes.
Really the same point. I do move slightly. That's because by the time I get to here, to be honest, my arms, my triceps are dead. After my 5x5, what I do is I use...
This one's even worse. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to let old TJ of the past explain what I'm doing, then I'll go over and see if there's anything else I can do to...
When I get to here, to be honest, my arms, my triceps are dead. After my 5x5, what I do is I use...
This one's even worse. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to let old TJ of the past explain what I'm doing, then I'll go over and see if there's anything else I can do to... Yeah, that looks horrible. I see tricep gains though, but that looks horrible.
the rope and the triangle one after, and I go to like 12 reps, and it's more or less just to really burn out my triceps. I really want to push them to the max until they feel pumped up to they can't feel any more pumped really. And this is really the main, and that's all the
How dare you, TJ, try and flex your triceps after doing that poor form. Shocking. I don't care if this was 10 years ago. This is, ugh, yuck. But yeah, let's just roll that back and I'll explain why it sucks. So red flag 1, this is partly because I am really fatigued from doing the 5x5, but I am not lifting up as high as I should be with the rope. Yeah, the affordability to go quite high. I should be going up to there, but instead I'm going to only here and then pushing down. I should be going nice bit up, getting a nice little stretch and pushing it back down. The way I'm doing it, the way the form looks, it's almost like I'm almost doing half a pullover, which is doing a little bit more my lats. It's not very good. This one isn't terrible, like this tricep push down, but I do believe the elbows could be more in place rather than moving a bit, but it's not drastically bad. Like all the other ones are worse. But something to note is that as it gets more harder, you can see that I am not going up as high as I normally was. I started going to there, and then all of a sudden, I started only going to like almost parallel as it got harder. You're much better in those scenarios, dropping it down like 2 or 3 notches so you can like really squeeze out and bang a few more reps in there rather than sacrificing your form too much. Because I do believe that you don't need to always have perfect form, but for the majority of your sets and reps, they should be fairly good. Then when you get to like your last set in the last few reps, and yeah, get those kind of ego reps in to really push your biceps or whatever muscle group you're working to really work. But yeah, watching this back feels so surreal and like, ugh. This got 36,000 views on YouTube and a lot of praise in the comments. The key thing I will say that I appreciate about TJ of the past is that at this point here, I wasn't teaching tips. I was only taking people along with my journey. So the way I used to position my channel when I first started and was still fairly new, I used to create video content about obviously fitness, but it used to always be the style of, I don't know everything, but I'm showing you what I'm doing. Feel free to comment along. Let me know what you think is good. Let me know what you think is bad, or try out what I'm doing. See if it results in progress for you. And I used to more or less try things for like maybe a month or 2 and then go on the YouTube channel and talk about the exercise and what I thought about it. And does anybody else agree? It was a very kind of community-based thing. It was only when I got to, I think, about year 3 and 4 when I started to actually look quite a bit better, where I actually decided to actually give more actual tips, like in regards to the gym. But in general, I tried to stay away from how to build big biceps and stuff because I didn't have it yet. And that's one thing I think today's social media realm doesn't really have. You'll have someone that's like built like a matchstick on social media telling you how to build big biceps when they don't have it, which I think is odd. Anyways, let's get into the video. And if you're enjoying this video, please hit the video with a like. It lets me know whether to do the other ones, because if you don't like it, I'm not going to bother do the back day or the shoulder day or the leg day.
So today I chose to do hanging leg raises. And
back in the day, because my lower abs were so weak, and my abs in general, but mainly my lower abs, I used to do abs at the end of every single exercise. Without fail, I used to either do the hanging knee raises or the hanging leg raises, or I forgot the other one was called. I used to do like another weird one. But I used to always do abs at the end of my exercises because I used to follow, if you remember Brandon Carter, the bald-headed, like mixed race looking dude, he used to always have a email blast that used to go out giving ab tips, and he had exceptional abs. So I used to basically do everything he said to do, and this was one of them, and it did help. Like these vastly did help my lower abs.
It's my favorite one, to be honest, but usually sometimes I do oblique window wipers, and sometimes I decide to do a hanging leg raise hold.
You know, if I'm being completely honest, the form isn't terrible. I thought I was doing a lot more swinging. No, my core is still pretty braced and I'm staying fairly steady. And the height of the leg raise is all right. So this probably was after a while I got fairly better at it, because originally when I first started doing this, it was a lot more flip-floppy. But obviously this was after I actually managed to learn to build my core strength up. And if you've noticed throughout most of the workout, a lot of the things I did, apart from the 5x5 ones, was like 4 sets of everything. That is simply because of preference. 3 working sets is more than enough. I always like 4 because I don't like odd numbers. So that's just my neuroses. But in regards to the workout as a whole, what would you guys rate the routine? And bear in mind, this is just a chest workout. Personally, for me, if I'm gonna rate each of them out of, let's say out of 5, that makes it a bit harder. I would give this one a 2. I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna give it a 2 or a 2. I couldn't give it 2.5. I think that'd be too high. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10, a 2 out of 5, sorry. But yeah, man, let me know down below what you guys think. And if you want to see the other ones, let me know as well.